Welcome back to the deep dive. We have a really interesting stack of documents today.
It's one of those topics, isn't it?
It is. It looks incredibly dry on the surface. We're looking at a corporate appointment, but when you peel back the layers, it's actually about, well, the physics of how we work.
The physics of work, that's a great way to put it.
It's the invisible machine that keeps the modern economy running.
Yeah, we usually focus on the software, the strategy, the big deals. We rarely talk about the container,
The actual physical box.
the box where the work happens, and more importantly, the people who make sure that box doesn't fall apart.
Right. And the specific case study we're diving into today is a company called Arena Offices.
Okay.
We're drawing from reports in Insider Media, the Bournemouth Echo, and the Basingstoke Gazette. And the headline is simple. Arena Offices has hired a new director of estates and facilities, a man named Duncan Boxall.
And I know for a lot of people listening, the phrase director of estates and facilities might sound like the person who just makes sure the lights work and the bins are emptied.
Honestly, that was my first thought. I see facilities and I think, janitor with a budget.
Right.
Why is this deep dive material? Why are we spending our time on this?
Because in the serviced office industry, which is exactly what Arena Offices does, facilities aren't just a support function. They are the product.
Okay, say more about that.
If you buy software, the code is the product. If you rent a serviced office, the air conditioning, the Wi-Fi uptime, the security, the coffee machine, that is what you're buying.
Ah, I see.
So hiring a new director for this isn't just some HR move. It's a major product strategy update. It signals where the company is going.
So this isn't just about a guy getting a new job. It's about how a company like Arena, which the sources say is scaling up, protects its core product.
Exactly. And this fits perfectly into the broader conversation we often have here about the future of work and the global workforce.
For sure.
Finding the right workspace is a massive pain point. We see this with platforms like moveandstay.com.
Right. They've been in this space for a very long time.
Oh yeah, over 25 years. They specialize in connecting professionals with extended stay solutions. So serviced apartments, hotels, and of course, serviced offices.
All across the Asia-Pacific region and beyond.
Exactly. Their whole mission is just helping business travelers find that perfect, comfortable place to live and work when they're abroad.
And if you think about it, Move and Stay is solving the discovery problem. They help you find the place.
Precisely. But today's story with Arena Offices is about what happens after the booking.
Ah, okay.
Once a platform connects you to an office, who makes sure that space actually works? Who ensures that when you walk in at 8 a.m., the lights turn on and the internet is fast? That's the other side of the coin.
The after the booking reality. I like that. So let's set the stage for Arena Offices. Who are they in this market?
They're a significant player in the UK, specifically in the south of England. The key thing to get from the sources is that they are in growth mode.
They're not shrinking?
No, they're expanding,
Yeah.
adding new centers.
Yep.
And usually when a service company expands, what's the first thing that suffers?
Quality. Every single time. You go to a small family restaurant, it's amazing. They open 5 more, and suddenly the food is terrible.
Precisely. It's the scaling paradox.
Yeah.
How do you take a high-quality service and replicate it across multiple locations without diluting the experience? That is the context for this appointment.
So they're bringing in Duncan Boxall to solve that paradox.
Yes, they're bringing in a heavyweight to ensure that more offices doesn't mean worse offices.
Okay, so let's look at the man himself, Duncan Boxall. The sources highlight he has over 15 years of industry experience. Now, in some fields, 15 years is, mid-level. Is that a lot for this specific job?
In facilities management, or FM, 15 years is a lifetime. You have to understand, FM is a chaos discipline. Buildings are essentially living organisms that are constantly trying to break.
Constantly fighting entropy.
That's it. Pipes burst, servers overheat, roofs leak, security sensors fail. It never stops.
Sounds exhausting.
It is. A Ricky might know the theory of how a building is supposed to work, but someone with 15 years of experience, they have pattern recognition.
So they see the problem before it's a problem.
They don't just see a leak. They know why the leak happened. They know it probably means a system 3 floors up is about to fail. And they know exactly which contractor to call at 3 a.m. who will actually pick up the phone.
That wealth of knowledge the CEO talks about, it's basically a library of solved crises.
The library of solved crises. Perfect. He's a professional crisis preventer.
Let's talk about the scope of what he's managing. The reports say he's taking over the comprehensive management of 12 Arena Offices centers. Locations listed are Surrey, Hampshire, Berkshire, and Dorset.
And that geography matters. This isn't one skyscraper in London where he can just take the elevator to check on things.
No.
This is a distributed portfolio
Right.
spread across 4 counties.
That sounds like a logistical nightmare. You can't just pop your head in.
It changes the job completely. If you manage one building, you manage by walking around. If you manage 12 buildings, you have to manage through systems and through people. You can't be everywhere at once.
So he moves from fixer to strategist.
Exactly. He has to build a machine that ensures the office in Dorset runs just as smoothly as the one in Surrey.
The sources use a specific term for his mandate: service continuity. It sounds a bit buzzwordy. Is that just corporate speak for keeping the lights on?
It is, but with much higher stakes. See, in a traditional office lease, if the power goes out, you, the tenant, have to deal with it.
Right. You own the headache.
You own the headache. In a serviced office, service continuity is the guarantee. The tenant is paying a premium so that it never becomes their problem.
So if the internet drops for an hour in an office full of, say, tech startups.
That's not an annoyance. That's a breach of contract, a disaster. It costs those clients real money.
So service continuity really means invisibility. The client never even sees the problem.
Perfect.
Huh.
Boxall's job is to ensure the clients never have to think about the building. The moment a client has to worry about the temperature, the service has failed.
The report also mentions he'll be working closely with on-site teams, which touches on what you said about not being everywhere at once.
Yes. You can't run 12 facilities from an email inbox. You need a relationship with the front-of-house staff, the maintenance crews. They are your sensors in the network.
People on the ground.
Exactly. By emphasizing that collaboration in the press release, Arena is signaling that this is a hands-on leadership role. He's going to be visible.
And the text mentions these centers serve a diverse range of businesses. Why does that complicate things? I mean, a desk is a desk, isn't it?
Not at all. Not at all. Think about the needs of a therapist's office versus a call center.
Oh, I see. Right.
The therapist needs soundproofing, discretion. The call center needs high-density airflow and robust cabling. The law firm needs secure access and impressive meeting rooms.
So he's not just a mechanic, he's a diplomat.
A diplomat with a toolbox, yes. And he has to resolve all those operational issues promptly and effectively, so every one of those different clients feels like the building was designed just for them.
Let's pivot to the leadership perspective. We have quotes from Simon West, the group chief executive of Arena.
The man at the top.
He says he's delighted with the appointment. Standard CEO talk. But then he says something that caught my eye. He defines the company's vision as making the workplace an enjoyable and productive environment.
That pairing is crucial. Enjoyable and productive.
We don't usually put those two words together, do we? We think of work as something to endure.
Which is a terrible way to run a business. But let's look at the productive part first. Simon West is drawing a direct line between the facility and the output of the workers inside it.
And the data backs us up, right?
Oh, completely. There are endless studies showing that air quality, natural light, thermal comfort, they all directly impact cognitive function.
So if the room is stuffy, I'm literally dumber.
You're slower, you make more mistakes, and you get tired faster.
Yeah.
Yes. So when West wants a productive environment, he's saying Boxall's job is to maintain the conditions that let human brains work at peak efficiency.
It's performance engineering.
It is. And the enjoyable part, that's not fluff. That's the retention strategy.
How?
The serviced office market is brutally competitive. As we said with Move and Stay, people have options. Leases are flexible. If you hate your office, you can just leave next month.
You're not locked in for 5 years.
Exactly. So enjoyment, having a nice lounge, good coffee, a clean aesthetic, that is how you keep clients. In a post-pandemic world, the office has to earn the commute. It has to be better than your living room.
That's a high bar. My living room has a very comfortable couch.
And that is Duncan Boxall's competition, the couch. He has to make the office experience so seamless and professional that you prefer it because you get more done and actually enjoy being there.
So Simon West sees him not as a cost center, but as a revenue driver.
100%. He's a performance enhancer for the client's businesses. West even cites Boxall's passion for delivering exceptional facilities management.
You don't often hear passion and HVAC maintenance in the same sentence.
No, you don't. But you need it, because when the boiler breaks on Christmas Eve, you need someone who cares enough to get it fixed. That's the passion. It's pride in the infrastructure.
Let's flip to Duncan Boxall's side of the story. He says, "From my very first day, I've been struck by the dedication and professionalism of the Arena team."
A very gracious entry. He's acknowledging the existing culture.
But isn't there a challenge in that? He says Arena already has a fantastic reputation for quality and service. Isn't it harder to improve something that's already good?
It's so much harder. If you walk into a disaster zone, anything you do looks like a win.
You're a hero.
Exactly. But walking into a high-performing team, you have to be careful. You can't just start changing things. You have to find the 1% improvements, the marginal gains.
He mentions his goal is to create even better spaces. And then he uses this word I found interesting, flourish. He wants to help businesses flourish.
I underline that word too, flourish.
It sounds almost biological, like a garden.
That is the perfect metaphor.
Yeah.
A gardener doesn't make the plant grow. The plant grows itself. The gardener just provides the right conditions. The soil, the water, the light. Boxall's job is to create the ecosystem where a business can grow by removing the friction, removing the weeds of technical problems.
So if the clients flourish, they hire more people, they rent more desks, and Arena wins.
It's a virtuous cycle.
But I want to push back on this a bit. Can a facilities director really make a business flourish? If my business model is bad, the best air conditioning in the world isn't going to save me.
That's true. He can't fix a bad business model, but he can kill a good one.
How so?
Imagine you're closing a massive deal. Biggest client you've ever had is in the conference room, and the AC starts rattling so loud you can't hear, or the video call drops.
Oh, you lose the deal.
You lose the deal. The facility just killed your revenue. So no, he can't guarantee success, but he can absolutely prevent failure.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to the strategy. Why is Arena doing this now?
The sources all emphasize growth and expansion. They're strengthening the leadership team to solidify its position.
It feels like they are hardening the infrastructure before they add more weight to it.
That's it. You don't hire a heavyweight director for 12 buildings unless you plan to have 20 or 30 soon. You build the management layer before the expansion breaks you.
They're institutionalizing their quality standards.
Correct. So it's not just Dave, the manager, is really good. It's the Arena system is really good. The system needs to survive, Dave. Boxall is there to build the system.
It's interesting how this all reflects the modern economy. We want everything to be flexible and on demand. But for that to work, the back end has to be incredibly rigid and robust.
It's the duck on the water again. For the client to have a flexible, easy experience like when they use Move and Stay to book an office, the provider needs rigid discipline on the back end. Boxall is the discipline.
And this all comes back to solidifying their position in that competitive serviced office market.
Extremely competitive. You have global giants and then high-end regional players like Arena. The differentiator isn't usually price, it's service.
The one that makes you flourish.
Exactly. If Arena can prove their facilities are managed better, that they're cleaner, safer, more reliable, that is their competitive moat. That's why they issue a press release about this. They're telling the market, we take this seriously. Your business is safe here.
So bringing it all together, we have a company, Arena Offices, expanding across the south of England. They have a CEO who believes buildings drive productivity, and they've hired a new director whose job is to make sure the physical reality lives up to that sales pitch.
That's the summary. It's a case study in scaling operations without losing your soul. It's recognizing that as you get bigger, the details matter more, not less.
It really does make you look around your own office differently. I'm sitting here wondering who checks our air conditioning.
Well, if you don't know who it is, they're probably doing a good job.
True. But here's the thought I want to leave our listeners with. We talked a lot about that word flourish and how companies pay a premium for spaces that remove friction. So, for you listening, how much of your own personal friction is environmental? We often blame ourselves for being unproductive. I'm lazy or I'm distracted.
We internalize the failure. We think it's a character flaw.
Exactly. But what if it's just the room? What if the lighting is draining you or the clutter is creating cognitive load? If a multi-million-pound company like Arena believes that fixing the environment fixes the output, maybe we should treat our own workspaces with that same level of strategic seriousness.
It's a dangerous question. You might end up rearranging your whole house.
Or finding a new office.
Or finding a new office. But environment dictates behavior. If you want to change how you work, sometimes you just need to change where you work.
Well said. Duncan Boxall, good luck with the 12 centers. It sounds like he is ready for it.
Indeed. It'll be interesting to see how Arena evolves with him at the helm.
And to our listeners, thanks for diving deep with us. Whether you're in a serviced office, a home office, or a coffee shop, we hope you found this useful. We'll see you next time.